The first week I realized, oh yeah, I don't want to work here. We would go out every day on the street and go try to promote people into getting memberships. And I'm like, why can't I just do this for my own business? So I noticed people that put other people on a pedestal and that help them truly are the ones that they make it really far. Kind of accepted, people are gonna feel how they want to feel, but I know what I'm worth, I know what I can do, and I don't even need to tell you that because I know that for myself.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Every Day is a Yay! Y'all, we are with the queen of inspiring unity in Chicago. Let me tell you about her, okay? She's leading not one, but two businesses. She is the founder and CEO of Sweet Fitness and Seasonal Chicago, and she's doing all of this while pursuing a doctorate in family nursing. She's all about how do we empower and encourage and educate folks on healthcare accessibility and also creating spaces where folks can collaborate and learn and honestly and literally unite. And on top of all that, y'all, she's a musical artist, okay? Her voice is beautiful. Y'all need to check out everything she's doing, period. So give a big yay welcome to Lilly Sato! Lilly, welcome! How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, yay-tastic.
Yes.
Now that you're here, period. So tell us more.
Yes, so a little bit about me, I'm 23 years old, just finished nursing school, and I'm back in school for more to pursue my doctorates. And, for me, I'm really looking to do that to eventually open up a clinic on the west, eventually south sides of Chicago, just to get better access to black, brown, yellow, communities of just food, education, wellness, community gathering and whatnot. And yeah, I'm also an artist, I've been playing classical piano since I was 7 and then got into more so the contemporary R&B, pop, just the past couple years since I've been in Chicago. What else is there about me? Oh, I run a business with some partners called Seasonal Chicago. So me and 2 other partners, Mo and Mandy, we all are running a space for music production, cinema production, videography, photography. So artists, if y'all need anything, when it comes to promotion, branding, or just collaboration, we are really huge on just creating a safe space for us minorities to just take our, passion and our creatives to the next level. So we want to be that safe home for you guys and just be able to intertwine creativity and health in one space. So yeah, it's a little bit about me.
Give it up for Lilly, literally. And at 23 is crazy. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So we're going to dive into that. We're going to talk about balance, health, and being a boss and building these communities. Honestly, overall unity, okay?
Yes.
So we're going to talk about all of that. But before we do, we got a very special segment, okay? Drum roll, please. We got the Goblet of Smiles! So in this section, you're going to pick a question, any question.
Okay.
And the goal is to bring a smile to you and to our audience, okay?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. What's a tradition from your culture or family that you really enjoy?
Aww.
That's sweet. I'm answering. Right?
Yeah, we'll both answer, so you go first.
Okay. So something that I really enjoy is making sushi. Actually, my grandmother, she was a sushi chef, and she taught me a lot of different rolls and things like that, just traditional. So yeah, when I have time, very rarely, but I really like making sushi because it kind of just brings me back home, I guess. So yeah.
That's so cute.
Yes.
I love it. I'm trying. Okay. This one is tricky for me. So first gen Nigerian, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're the only family out of our extended family that's like in America.
Mm.
So I feel like anytime it's tradition that's overlapped with culture, it's like when we have those holidays, and then I video call my grandma, my aunties, and my cousins, because my grandma, basically our family's like the size of like a festival or a carnival. We all got some big families, but my family, you know, like each side 10 or 9 siblings, and then the families they have. So I think my favorite family tradition is during holidays, like literally a marathon of like, oh, hi auntie, hi uncle, you know, and then talking to my grandma. So I'm gonna count that as a tradition.
Yeah, I love that.
Period.
That's crazy. My family is like not that huge. I mean, it's like we're kind of sporadic. We're all over because I'm mixed, you know. But yeah, that's amazing. Have you been to your country?
I have. So I was born there.
Okay.
But I hadn't been back until, you know, that it was December when it was like 2019 to 2020. So it was like literally right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, it was amazing. And I felt like royalty when I came back. Yeah. So going to it was nice because it was the first time where it was like I was the norm. You know what I mean? I say this a lot, but like what I loved is like when we landed and like we were taking the taxi back, I was seeing girls getting their hair braided under trees. And I was like, wait, this is like super cool. And then also it was great, like meeting all my cousins. It's like, oh, we're all like this. like we're different, but like our parents were all the same. They all had the same expectations of us. So it was, I have been back, but I haven't been back since, and I'd love to go back. So yeah. Oh my goodness, it's taking me back. And the braids I got, okay, this is my last thing. The braids I got there, I did like this ombre. It was like purple to pink to white.
Ooh.
It was so, I'll show all y'all pictures. It was like, that was the time. But yeah, I want to go back.
Yeah. I bet.
It's about time.
Yes.
Someone fly me out. All right, that is the Goblet of Smiles. All right. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Yes. So before we begin, I want to just recap, folks, how we know each other. Okay. So like I said, all the things that Lilly is doing. All right. I first saw Lilly at Urban Lux Cafe, and I saw her performing, and I'm like, this girl is dope. So I DM'd you, and then we were able to hop on a call, and that's when I learned about all the things you were doing, and you were talking about, hey, I'm having this event with my company, Seasonal Chicago. We're doing a Unity Jam, and so actually every day is yay at Seasonal Chicago. We've collaborated. So in the summer, we had like a panel part of the festival, and also we like were interviewing folks too and selling merch. It was like a really great time. And like when I say it was a great time, like so great that the tea, we even were rapping at the end. Let's just say the drinks were flowing. Okay. It was such a great time. So I'd love to kick off with, how did you start Seasonal Chicago?
Yeah, so previously I was doing some event curating for a little while. I was collaborating with some other, companies that also do small events, venues, and I wanted to just like step out and kind of do it my own way. I was like, let's try to get a venue. Let's try it. And Unity Jam was actually our first one, like collaborating as a team. I have previously done, I call them seasonal jams. So every season we have like a holiday jam, a love jam for February, summer jam. So, this was the first one, Unity Jam, that we did all together as a team, and we just flowed really well together. And we were like, why don't we make this like a real consistent thing? And then it became, oh, well, we checked out this venue. Why don't we just rent it like permanently? So, one thing just kind of led to another. And I think what really just fostered all of that was the team. Like it would have never been possible if I hadn't met Mo, Mandy, and we have another person named Mo who's also a creative and a curator. Nice. So yeah, just finding great people and just being able to grow with them is what brought Seasonal together. So
period. And shout out to the Mo's. I love that you have multiple
Mo and Mo. We got Mo Beats, which is our graphic designer. He also does production. He shot my music video. And then we also have Mo Be Life, and she has, a wellness holistic store as well as event curating in New Orleans as well as out here And she reps a artist as well, a few artists.
Okay.
So we got some powerhouses under us, you
Yes.
know?
Look, powerhouse and powerhouses. Like, that's
Yes,
the way it is.
yes.
And I feel like that's cool because, like, when we think about it, when we're building these spaces, team is so important. What are the key things you kind of look for to be like, hey, I'm going to collaborate with this person, or I'm not really sure?
Yeah, so honestly, when it comes to collaboration in any shape or form, I'm always looking for somebody that has just like a desire for something better for themselves, and not even just like for themselves, but for the people around them or their family. I notice people that put other people on a pedestal and that, like, you know, help them truly are the ones that, like, they make it really far. And it's pure intent too, you know, like when it comes to any of our collaborations, we're looking for people that just have good hearts, that just want to make something better of themselves, you know. And that was just like transparent. You were just like a full ball of light when I first met you. I'm like, oh yeah, and she's got it too, and she's in the gaming world, like she's doing all these different things. And that's the kind of energy that we're looking for, you know. And it's not anything technical of like, oh, who should we pick to work with. It's really just, is this person a good fit, and do they fit like our mission, our values, when it comes to just that, like, you know, down to earth feeling. So yeah,
I remember our call. We like vibed immediately.
Yes.
And I just loved your hustle and your drive and your joy, because joy is joy. And, you know, there's something you brought up, and I feel like the underlining word is service, right? Folks that are in service to their community.
Yes.
Service and community is like where you're at. It's the people you surround yourself with, and like really opening the door, right? Is that something that was always in you when it comes to like building community growing up? Like, who kind of inspired that, or like, I'd love to know, because like I said, like you bring so many people together and it's so natural to you. Is that something? Tell me the background.
Sure. So honestly, I would definitely say I get it from my parents, no doubt. You know, I mean, my dad, like, he runs like a business, like a small business as well, and he's just, if he sees somebody like their tire went out like on the side, like he'll go and help them. He's just like one of those people that if he sees something that needs help, like he just does it. You know, my mom, the same thing. Like, I remember I was at a track meet, and this one kid, like, he just fell and like messed his ankle up. Dang. And she like ran over there to go help him. And just like, you know, with my mom being a nurse, my dad caring in his own ways for other people, it was just like natural for me to adopt that. And then when I got a chance to like care for other people or volunteer, and I did like medical clubs in high school, it just like, it fed me like something that money couldn't feed me, you know. And that was something that I'm like, I want to be able to maximize this feeling, because I think that if I do this, like, we can make money as well. Like, it's not, they go hand in hand, you know. So
So kind of going into community, right? I think a big way you're leaning in is learning how to share healthcare accessibility.
Yes.
Tell me more about that, and like what kind of inspired you to even get into healthcare in the first place.
Yeah. So, you know, obviously my mom being in nursing was definitely a huge impact, but what she does is more so like she works in a hospital setting, a clinic setting, and, you know, I had my experience in there through nursing school, you know, clinics, but honestly, it just wasn't satisfying me. What really satisfied me and helped me realize I wanted to do this was personal training.
Yes.
You know, I got to work with several different women, some women that had very little income, you know, just kind of working with people with where they were at and just trying to really help them. And it was honestly like, it just paid the bills, but I was okay with that. I was happy with just being able to give back, learn about these women, you know, and now I know how we can kind of tailor to them and still provide help, you know. I totally lost the rest of the question of that because I dived into that.
I love it. But no, you're answering it. It's like, you were answering like why you're passionate about healthcare, but also how you're making it accessible. Because when I learned that you were a personal trainer, I'm always like, okay, I can't afford a personal trainer.
Yeah.
And like you even just being open to folks with like various resources as well is amazing. And like, is that what led to Sweet Fitness? Like, tell me more.
Yeah. So Sweet Fitness, I actually worked as a sales rep at LA Fitness for just 2 weeks.
Wait, but that's big. All it took was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah, basically the first week I realized, oh yeah, I don't want to work here. And it
It'd be
was
like that.
it was mainly just because I felt like it was such a money hungry environment. It was all about my manager said, like, treat every person like a dollar sign on their head. And that was something I couldn't get with, like we would go out every day on the street and go try to, like, promote people into getting memberships. And I'm like, why can't I just do this for my own business? So
Yes.
that the first and last check I got, I put it towards renting out a space, which was a 2-car garage. And this was about 4 years ago. So I operated out of there, trained my clients there through summer, winter, got like power generators, all these different kinds of generators because we had noise complaints. So I worked that as long as I could, and then getting into nursing, I really just transferred more so to virtual sessions as well as coming to my clients. That's another thing with accessibility is, like, a lot of women want to better themselves, but they have kids, they just got off of work, they're tired. So I bring all the equipment that we need, and we get our session in based on what your needs are, So, yeah.
I just love that because, like, I love just the business savviness of it, where it's like, okay, I see a problem. It's not like personal training is not being accessible. I'm at this corporation that doesn't really care about the community.
Right.
Let me take what I'm doing here and build it towards my thing. And you literally flipped your check into investing in two-car garage, like building your own space. Like, that is the true definition of, like, dream to action, real quick.
And it was like, it felt like that, but there was also a lot that I learned along the way because it was my first business I did completely by myself. I had no help, had no experience. I basically had 2 weeks of, like, poor sales experience, but ultimately, like, although, like, I ran into debt, I learned so much, and I was able to pick myself up out of it, get around better people, better association that kind of helped me. And yeah, I feel like I learned so much from that experience. But you just kind of have to have the mindset, like, okay, this is not going to just work out in 1 year. It might take 2, 3, 4 years, and that's what it took for me. 4 years down the line, I do have consistent clientele, consistent income coming from it. And it's flexibility. You take control. But if I gave up 2, 3 years ago, I would probably just be working a regular job. So,
So let's lean into that, because I think that's, like you said, a lot of people have that misconception, like, oh, it happens overnight.
Yeah.
And it takes time, and it takes not giving up.
Yes.
Let's lean into those lessons you learned, or what's, like, the biggest lesson you learned, and what's, like, one of the toughest hardships you went through so far in growing your business. Either of them.
Sure. So I would say one of the biggest lessons I learned is that I need to trust other people. If you have a big vision and it's more than just getting a promotion at your next space, if you're really trying to build something for yourself, you're going to need a team. You can't do it on your own. You can, but it's going to be really, really hard. And, I did event curating for about a year completely by myself. I planned everything, the space, location, drinks, vendors, artists, the whole run of show. But that was hard. Same thing with operating a space, and that was something I learned, that if we want to expand further, if I want to help other people expand further, we have to teach ourselves and others, like, how to trust and how to find the right people to work with. Because not everybody's the right one either, So how do we find the right people and just be able to, like, gauge that relationship and see what are we willing to give to each other to make something really big? Because everyone's bandwidths are also different. So
I'm like... Yeah. Man, when I tell you, so I've been saying, right, like, I feel like there's parallels in our journey, because trusting people, no matter what stage of business you're at, that's, like, the biggest pitfall for a lot of founders.
Yes.
And that's something I learned. So shout out to the Everyday ZA team, okay? And like, I have a big vision for growing this brand, right? But a lot of it, I feel like trust also is making sure that you're able to trust everyone operating in their roles, so then you're not doing a little bit of everything.
Right.
Because in previous ventures, and something I always have to snap myself out of is, like, how do I stay in pure and this mode, CEO and talent mode, and not tap into everything. And sometimes it's hard because you'll have to in some cases.
Yes.
But like ideally, and in order to scale, it was a mentor that told me like, you cannot scale if you can't delegate, because you're one person, you're a human, and things happen.
Exactly.
And who's going to be there? So I'm so glad you talked about trust. So like, continuing on that journey, what do you think is one of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to being a boss, being a CEO?
That it's tough, but it's easy. I feel like, you know, we portray on social media like the struggle of it, but then, oh, like the reward still comes. Like, yeah, it's like this struggle, but it's probably just for like what, like 60 days, 30 days. But
man,
like,
that struggle stays.
You know, and it's so crazy that you bring that up because I was like going through some old notes from like 2, 3, 4 years ago when I first started Sweet Fitness, and it was just like my planner for the day. I'm like, wow, like I was working myself just as much as I am today, but it's just the work has transferred to different things. The workload is just different, even though it's like we're still using the same amount of hours in the day. But ultimately, I feel like the biggest misconception is just like thinking that, oh, it's just like this, and this that I need to do. Like what you think you have to do going into something new, you just see like the surface of it, and then there's this whole other like below ocean thing going on down there, and that's okay. You know, it's just really, are you willing to go through that? Are you willing to dive deeper, even if it's scary? As long as you're willing to just keep digging, like you can make it happen. But it's definitely scary when you're like, oh my God, I did not realize I need a license, and I need to go through the city for this, and the city's low-key corrupt, and then there's this going on and they're not responding.
Tell them.
It's like you can feel like you're in this domino effect if you just get sucked into like what's going wrong. But if you just focus on like what's the vision, why am I here? Yeah, this sucks, but we're going to get out of it. Yeah. And it's been that, honestly, that's what it's been being an entrepreneur for 4 years. It's just a constant cycle of like, oh, I grew fast. Now I'm learning. I need to slow down. Oh, I'm growing fast. I'm getting better. Oh, I made a mistake. Let me slow down. But it's like you're not going in a circle. You're like low-key evolving at the same time.
It's almost like this. Like you're moving like you're forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, and I feel you because like I love that part where you're like, there's things that you'll think are too scary, but you have to go through it. Yes. I think for me, when I first started, so every day's yay under You Matter Studios, okay? Yes. When I first started You Matter Studios, I was like, okay, strategy. I don't know what strategy is. I don't know how to do strategy. And I was like, but you have to. You have to, like, and like I think I had to like detach myself saying like strategy is this big thing where it's like, it's just a game plan. And it's figuring out how you get there. And it's using your resources such as Google, YouTube, TikTok in some cases, to learn from other people on how to get there. But I'm glad you said that because I think that's like a misconception. People think, oh, you can just find the answer right away. But I think it was Morgan DeBon that said this. So she's the head of Blavity. And she was like, it's not that your problems go away. They just get bigger. Yes. But you're also bigger. So you have more tools to deal with it. Yes. You know, and that's why, like, being an entrepreneur, you're living in your own world in a way. Like, you know, you get it. I'm trying to figure out the best way to word it, but it's like in your own world where it's like, okay, you have to make sure you're moving this forward, but you also have to give yourself grace. But with that said, right, there's a difference between entrepreneurship and the 9 to 5. Like 9 to 5 is your 9 to 5. Entrepreneurship is 24/7. So how do you balance that while also being a musical artist? Like, how do you create space for them?
So honestly, I've first just started by accepting it's not going to be perfect. You know, my goals are going to change when it comes to my artistry because the business that we do with SZNL is also a creative entity, and then I'm also a creative entity. I just allow for a space for things to change. You know, at where I'm at currently, my goal isn't to become like super huge right now. I'm like, that's gonna come. It'll come in its own time when we have time to really like build. But for now, my goal is just to continue to tap into my creativity, continue to keep like my vocals and my voice sharp for when I do have gigs. Like occasionally I do book some gigs and things like that. So just like staying engaged like once a month with some sort of open mic mic or opportunity. And then just like continuing to like do your craft, like sing. For me, it's playing piano and singing. And that's really it. I really don't put too much pressure on it right now. It fits in where it does. And honestly, when I have that mindset, it becomes really healing for me, because then I can like play piano when I'm like really stressed out, and then I'll sing a song, you know, little Adele song, little Bruno Mars. I want to be a billionaire so bad. Like, and I'm like,
girl, say it
I feel
exists.
better.
You are.
Yes.
You are.
Yes.
Period.
No, I wrote a song which is not out yet, but like the song is like I'm in line to become a billionaire. So like,
come on,
we're
now.
already on the way there. We're gonna make it. So, yeah.
Y'all, isn't she awesome? Like, oh my goodness. And like, I honestly, for me, I'm taking notes, because that's where I'm at. Is like, my journey was a journey that I felt like I had to suppress. When I say suppress creativity, though, very similar, right? Every day is EA, and all the things that You Matter Studios is very creative. But like, being a filmmaker is different than being a musician.
Yes.
So like, I did more of like the filmmaker production behind the scenes, even though like y'all see me on the camera. Okay, I still be doing that, but it does tap into another part of your brain to like also pursue that. So like, even not only am I loving this, I know that our audience is going to love, like, it's not perfection.
It's not.
It's just like understanding that things are going to ebb and flow. And you have to just make sure that, you know, you're making that balance.
Yes. Yeah. And that's one thing I definitely want to harp on is like, I feel like people are trying to find a balance between work and life. We call it the work-life balance.
Yeah.
But really, it's more so like, how do we integrate work and life together? Because it's not always going to be balanced. Sometimes I'm going to be called into work more. Sometimes this project's going to need a little more attention. And then sometimes, like, I need more self-care, but work's kind of crazy. So it's like finding, how do we integrate the two, even when, like, times are rough? Like, maybe that self-care might look like something different versus like if you had 4 hours to yourself. Maybe it's just taking 15 minutes to play the piano, or just sit and do nothing, not even look at your phone, you know?
Which can be hard.
Yeah, because we're just so used to being overstimulated, go. Even if that means just scrolling on your phone, that's still your mind thinking, you know? But yeah, just slowing down, you know? So
I'm so glad you touched on self-care, because I was about to ask, like, how do you find the space when you're balancing all these things? Like, what kind of techniques do you try to like activate?
So a big one is awareness for me. It's taken me a lot of time to learn how to just be aware of like how I'm feeling and myself. Just a little backstory. So like, I've dealt with anxiety pretty much all my life. I struggled with eating disorders in middle school, body image struggles, you know, and there was a point like I was so low, like I didn't really want to be here anymore. And I like had prayed to God, and I'm just like, are you even hearing me? You know, like, am I here? And then come to find out, like, it's crazy, but I feel like he gave me this vision, and it was just, like, split. But it made me realize, I think I'm built for more. Like, at 12 years old, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go vegan. I'm going to become a hippie now. I'm out of my emo phase. And I just decided to just dedicate myself to growing, getting better. And now, you know, 10, 12 years later, what was the question?
No, girl, you're answering that. It's like, you are on the right track. Literally just talking about self-care.
How do I integrate?
Yeah, but like, you're on that path when you were talking about, thank you for being so open with us. So I think it's very important for us to know like your roots and your struggles. And that opens into self-care, because that is you having that awareness. So you were listing like, hey, this was my path of awareness.
And I will say one thing that took me like, that saved me honestly was therapy. Like,
Shout out to
therapy did so much for me. I still work with the same therapist this day, very proud to say, you know, and then just taking those tools from her, for me, like, I just need like something physical, like that helps me like become present or ground myself. So whether that's like a cold shower, getting outside where like there's a change in temperature, or working out, or even a massage, depending on what I'm feeling, like the physical stimulation stimulation helps to kind of like regulate your nervous system, I guess.
Wow.
So those I definitely would say are like my immediate tools. Like when I'm really like, I just take a pause from whatever's stressing me out, and I find a way to like either feel some sort of like relaxing stimulation, or if I need to get energy out, like a little workout. So that's more less often than not. So, but
Yeah, I hope y'all taking notes. The cold shower, though, how do you do the cold shower? Because I can't.
That, honestly, I do it like when I really like need to like refocus. Like it's very rare, but like when I do it, like I know, oh yeah, I need that like boost. You know what I mean? But it sucks at the beginning, but then after a while you're just like, damn, like I'm built different. You know what I mean? Like, and then you get out and you're like, you feel good. It helps like release like certain like endorphins and things in your body. But yeah.
We're going to have a chat after this because I've been trying to find a way to like, how do you break out of, I've been trying to find natural ways to break out of like CEO operational mode to like, cool, now we being fully creative. Like fully creative. And I'm like, is a cold shower? I don't know. Even saying that out loud, I'm like cringing. And I'm like, girl, I don't know. So speaking about, I kind of want to transition back into, well, actually, all of this is under CEO mode. You talk about business posture.
Yes.
Can you kind of tell me more about that and the things you kind of learned about business posture?
Sure, yeah. So where I learned the term business posture was actually through a business that I work with called Leadership Team Development. So me and my partner, Mandy, we've been running a holistic wellness business, online marketing together for the past like 3-4 years as well. And we've just learned so much through their conferences. We've gotten access to a lot of leadership books and podcasts. And it really just taught us that business posture is everything. It's kind of like when you think of the word imposter syndrome, like, where you feel like you're not adequate to the person you're working with. Well, business posture is pretty much the opposite. It's knowing your worth. It's knowing, I know what I offer, I know what my services are, and I know what I deserve based on this with whatever clientele that comes to me. A lot of times, you have clientele and it's like you want to just do everything for them, and it's just finding that balance, right? Like you don't have to be the asshole that's just like, oh, like this is how it is and this and this. Right, but it's also like you don't want people to be able to push you around. And how do you make sure they don't push you around? Know what your worth is, know what you have to offer, and know that those things have value. And when you know that within yourself, like you can't really let things pass by with certain people, It saves you a lot of time and energy by having business posture and just knowing what you have. So,
and I just want to, I just think it's so amazing that that's something you're recognizing and owning, especially where you're at, because I feel like when I was like in my early 20s and everything, like that was something where it's like I kind of knew my value.
Yes.
Let's talk about confidence. Let's straight up talk about confidence and value, right? I feel like it's very easy to appear super confident, especially if you're like, hey, everybody. Right.
Right.
But part of that underlying confidence is knowing your value. And I think that's something I struggled with back then. And I'm just really glad that you invested in those resources. Like, what other things do you do to make sure, like, has anyone ever tried to underestimate you because of your age? I think that's a better question.
Oh, most definitely.
Like, how do you deal with that? Because I used to hate,
honestly, like, so for me, like, I'm not, like, it's funny that I talk business posture because I'm not super outspoken when people, like, make little comments or say things. And it's mainly because it just genuinely doesn't bother me. It's like you basically don't have the image enough to just keep that to yourself, So it's really nothing for me to say there. That's your own growing, your own personal stuff you need to work through.
Period.
And it's something that I've struggled with my whole life is, like, perfectionism. I've like worked really hard. I've always been that overachiever kid. That was doing like labs double time in PE for no reason. Like,
period.
I was just one of those tryhards, and it's something like people just kind of have expected of me, and I just feel like I've just kind of accepted, like, people are going to feel how they want to feel, but I know what I'm worth, I know what I can do, And I don't even need to tell you that because I know that for myself. And, like, you may say some things now, but just wait, like, 4 or 5 years from now when I'm still under 30, making things happen and you're asking for my services, you know? So,
come on, Nat!
I mean, yeah, so we just know where we at.
Come on, come on. Oh my goodness. I don't even have, like, yes. And that's why, like, hey, I just admire you so much. Because
you.
I want you to keep that attitude, period. Keep that perspective, because it's golden.
Thank you.
So how do you ensure you're surrounding yourself with the right people?
Oof, that is huge.
We talked about it.
First is just letting go of the people that just don't serve you. Like, you know, I realized this probably like when I was like 19, I started my training business, that there were some people that were like really for it, really wanting to support me, and others that were just kind of wasting my time and taking me away from what I needed to do. And I just kind of let those things go. You know, I didn't have to say, hey, like, we can't be friends anymore, but I just put in my mind, I'm not going to put effort towards something that's not serving me anymore.
Yes.
So honestly, like, I only have like 2 friends.
That's okay.
But yes.
That's all you need.
Exactly.
That's all you need.
That's exactly it. And it's just like, I'd rather have lots of business acquaintances and people I can develop with and then just a few friends, because doing that, it's just less pressure. I feel like we have so much pressure of having to respond to our friends and hang out and be able to not say no and go out with them. But it's like, no, like, what about yourself? You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, you can have all of those things, but it's like, why not just work a little bit so you can truly enjoy going out with your friends or finding better people to go out with, you know? So, yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because I'm trying to think about like post-college time. I talk about this a lot in the show, but it is a huge moment where I kind of had to look at everyone around me and I'm like, okay, half of y'all, I have no business being around y'all.
Yeah.
And then people kind of slowly drifted, especially the more ambitious I was becoming. And I like that you already kind of have that psychology where it's like there's business acquaintances and then there's like my close people. Because I feel like when you're in the close circle, there's a degree of safety, and it's like, I'm just glad that you already have that line. And I think I want folks to take away from this, like, not everyone has to be your bestie.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay to just have a few, like, good people with you, you know, that just, like, understand, hey, like, I might go AWOL for a week and, like, do my thing working, but we can definitely... Yeah, it's just respecting each other's time and schedule and knowing, like, hey, like, we don't need to be needy. You know, we both have our own lives to live. Yeah, so, yeah.
Period. So let's talk more about music.
Sure.
Okay. So when did you start, like, being like, hey, I want to really pursue being a musical artist? Was this something you've always wanted to do?
Yeah, so I've been back and forth with wanting to pursue music for a very long time. Like, I actually, I tried out for The Voice, like, at 13, like, the first year that you could try out. And I actually, I made it to, like, the round before you go on TV, but they were like, yeah, you're like a little bit young, you know, like your voice isn't developed, like come back when you're adult, which I'm actually trying to get back on. You never know, you know?
Y'all need to hear her. That's crazy that they said isn't the age, I don't know what the age cutoff is.
I think it's 13 and above, I think.
Okay.
So
then
I
they were
was
trifling
like,
for that. Anyways,
yeah, I mean,
timing.
I was still younger. My voice was still developing. My voice is definitely completely different from when I was 13.
That's true.
You know, but yeah, that's where it started. Then I got into like, you know, choir, show choir, and I'm like, oh, like this is cool. But you know, I kind of put in my mind in high school that, like, music is just for fun, you know, you can't really make anything unless you want to be, like, really big or viral or do something flashy. And I'm like, I don't really want to do that. And then, you know, fast forward, I move out here. I went to an open mic called Stomping Grounds, and they actually, you know, I played a song called Blinding Light, and the guys really liked it. They helped me produce a song, which led to my first music video, my first release. And honestly, I give it to them for showing me that, you don't have to put yourself on this pedestal and be all of this to be an artist. You can be an artist and serve just about anyone. Your audience doesn't have to be 1 million people or random people. Like, you don't have to flash yourself. You can be however you want to present yourself, you know? And then just putting myself out there more, getting feedback. I was like, oh, I can do this artist stuff. Like, you know, anybody really can. And being able to share that with people is so cool. So yeah, I just learned to take the pressure off of it. And I think that's really all I needed to know. Like, oh, you can do this. Like, yeah.
And I'm like so glad you have that mindset, because we would have met.
Yeah.
Because literally I saw you performing and I was like, man, so like music is your ministry. Yes. You know what I mean? So I love that the theme is always still building unity and being a service to your community.
Yes.
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 Lilly, like, y'all give it up for Lilly again. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. We've talked about so much. What's next for you? Like, where do you see yourself in the next, like, 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, so that's definitely a heavy question. You know, there's a lot of movement, but ultimately, you know, finishing up school, getting a little bit of experience as a family nurse practitioner to be able to just see the perspective of, like, what do the people need? What do the practitioners need to give the best, you know, services to their community? And then from there, we're hoping to transition, like, maybe 2040 to opening a clinic. I can't say exactly how we're going to get there, but I know it's going to take a community. I know it's going to take a lot of people, and I feel as long as we put ourselves out there every day to shake a new hand, to meet a new person, God willing, it's going to happen, you know? So ultimately the main focus, you know, 5-10 years is just getting that into order, getting that into play, where we have a holistic clinic for music, spirituality, you know, fitness, education, nutrition education, mental health, and just all the different paradigms of holistic health and finding ways to service each and every aspect of that person. So that's the goal.
Yes, we love it. And like the clinic, it's already happened.
Yes.
Everything you're saying, you're basically speaking into existence.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. You gotta let everybody know, you
exactly.
know?
Let them know. Let them know. So speaking about letting people know, to our creatives that are watching this, what advice do you have for them to when it comes to community building and be themselves? You know, what advice do you want to leave for folks?
Yeah, so I would say just take the pressure off. Just do the recording, you know, just open up the book, whatever it is you need to do to, like, get your creative juices flowing. Do it with no expectations of yourself, and do it for your own personal well-being, for your own healing, just to say, oh, I did that today. You know, that's what I've been doing just currently, just to be able to maintain, like, everything. And when you take the pressure off, it really helps. When it comes to, like, the community building aspect, I would say just keep yourself open, keep your heart open, your mind open to any opportunities that might cross your way, you know. If you're looking for community, you know, collaboration of some sort or aiding the community, you can definitely reach out to me as well. I'm very engaged, very excited to share any resources that somebody might need. So, yeah, just put yourself out there and be open to trying new things. So.
Yes. Lilly, you're awesome, period. And so you are on Every Day is a Yay. How do you find the yay in your everyday?
Gratitude every morning. You know, I'm sure so many people have probably said gratitude on this podcast because it's a real thing. It's so powerful, and it makes you be able to see the yay in every day.
Yeah, period. Yes! Give it up again for Lilly Sato! All right, how can we support you?
So you can follow us on Seasonal Jam's page. So it's SZNL Jam. And yeah, definitely check us out. You know, we are a content media production house. Any of your services there. If you want to check out my music or me personally, you can also find me on Instagram as well. If you follow Seasonal, you'll find me under there. So follow both, you know? Why not? And yeah, I also have some fitness stuff as well. Our website is up there of all our different services, my personal training services. We have lots to offer, so really just what is it you need and how can we help you?
Yes! Give it up for Lilly! And I want to say this, her voice is amazing. So definitely check out her personal page. We'll have all the links here, okay? But like, y'all need to listen to her music. It's amazing. All right. Yes. All right, Yay Nation. Wasn't that great? Okay. Thank you all for tuning in to another amazing, fruitful, dynamic episode. And remember, you have the power to make every day a yay!